Dallas, when the Edmonton Oilers scouts asked development goalie consultant Sylvain Rodrigue what he thought of this Drummondville Jr. in net, he took the fifth, not wanting to incriminate himself. He was guilty of loving him. Of course, it was his kid Olivier. I didn't spend any time scouting him. I let somebody else do it, laughed Rodrigue. They didn't ask my opinion. I actually thought Montreal was taking Olivier, 62nd overall pick, last selection in round 2, said Rodrigue, who couldn't wipe the smile off his face when his bosses traded their 71st pick round 3, and 133rd round 5 to the Habs to take the no. 1-rated North American goalie, who could be Canada's starter in the World Junior Tournament at Christmas. The selection of Rodrigue Saturday morning at the NHL Draft came after they took Mississauga center, winger Ryan McLeod at no. 40, early in the second round after they'd grabbed right-shot powerplay defenseman Evan Bouchard at number 10 with their first pick on Friday night. Oilers grabbed Casilring in the 6th later on Saturday. In the 6th round, they took 6'4" New Hampshire right-shot defenseman Michael Casilring, who played part-time this year in the USHL for Des Moines. He'll eventually be going to college with 5 schools talking to him. With their last pick in round 7, they got Finnish center Patrick Sekinen, so a good draft. With the picks, somebody tossed up to Chief scout Bob Green. You always think that. Today, he laughed. They didn't have a 4th-round selection going in because they gave it to Montreal for goalie El Montoya during this past season. They could have taken Sheffield-born forward Liam Kirk for a good story in round 7, but he went to Arizona before their pick. Later Royal Kings forward Trey Fix-Wolansky went to Columbus, and Fort Saskatchewan's Eric Florchuk, Saskatoon Blades, was the last name called in the draft by the Washington Capitals, potential to be a no. One goalie Rodrigue, who dazzled for Canada in the Ivan Hlinka tournament last summer, was the second goalie to go in the draft behind Sweet Olaf Lindbom to the Rangers early in round 2. The kid is only 6'1", undersized compared to the Pekka Rinnes of the world, but he has few holes. Technically, he's been well schooled by his dad and others. He has to work on his glove, but he's athletic. Incredible to be picked by the team my dad works for, said Olivier. My first goalie gear I was 1 year old, street pads, playing in the basement, he said. Also had a little hockey net in the living room with those foam pucks. He was a goalie right away, laughed Sylvain, or Sly as the Oiler folks called the 4-year-old. We feel Olivier has the potential to be a no. One goalie in the NHL, said Green, adding Rodrigue to the stable that includes drafts Stuart Skinner and Dylan Wells turning pro this year, with Rodrigue likely staying 2 more junior seasons. Center or wing for McLeod. The book on McLeod. He's got the parts in his toolbox. He can skate, he's big, he can pass, but I'm not sure what the sum is. I talked to 16 NHL teams about Ryan and they said the same thing, said a longtime OL observer, unsure what the kid will become at the NHL level. He's got lots of game. He played in every situation in Mississauga, often as the second center, but he would move up to the wing with his brother, Mikey, New Jersey's first-rounder in 2016. He's got to learn to penetrate the middle of the ice better. He's a bit on the perimeter, but that's maturity. He's gotten away with it because he's got the speed. He goes to his strength, said Green. He might be a better left winger than a center with his speed and ability to go around people in the Oilers' scheme of things because Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl aren't going anywhere as their 1-2 in the middle. Or, maybe the Oilers see him as possible number 3C in time. Again, he's very fast and he's 6'2" and 206 pounds. So a big frame. Right now he leans more to passing than shooting, but he had 26 goals to go with 44 feeds this season. I'm working at getting the puck on the net, said McLeod. McLeod sat beside his brother in the seats and didn't hear his name called in round 1 even though many scouts thought he'd go somewhere between 20 and 31 because of his wheels. When the Oilers got to number 40 they chose him over Russian left winger Kirill Marchenko, who went 49th to Columbus. They also liked Adam Boquist's junior teammate Adam Ginning, who went 50th to Philadelphia. The Oiler jersey looked good on McLeod, who's been a fan before this. "I've always liked Ryan Smith. Don't play anything like him, but I like his hair," he joked. "Ah yes, the mullet. McLeod is nowhere near as hirsute, and doesn't work the boards, or take the cross-checking punishment number 94 did, but that's fine. It's a speed game now, and McLeod has lots of it. His brother Mikey passed it down. Kesselring still, Rock Kesselring is a typical late pick, a kid going to US college, so lots of time to wait on him. He's raw. His speed has to catch to his body, but he's going to the USHL and then he'll have college after that. He was committed to Merrimack, but the coach got let go, so he's got out there and he's talking to other schools. Gives us 4 years where he can develop," said Green. Their last pick, Sekinen, a 6'2" center who will be playing for Espoo Blues. "Hard-working kid, bigger guy," said Green. "He'll be in the men's league next year."